Hey, data streamer.
Hey, GU. What's up?
Why do we romanticize broken futures? Why are people so drawn to grimy, neon soaked cyberpunk worlds?
Wow. That's like holy shit.
It's
That's
like,
a
are we warning ourselves? Or are we secretly like desire
it's like
the kind of chaos they offer?
it's like what you call in Dutch ramptoerist, like disaster tourist or disaster tourism, like it's like rubbernecking on the highway when you drive by a car crash, you're like rubbernecking and you keep
Oh,
looking,
right, yeah.
you can't look away. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe it. You know, you keep looking. I really, I don't really understand it. Well, maybe there's always a thing in science fiction um about the stories being a warning for something, warning about some kind of societal thing or some kind of technological stuff or some kind of or like basic stuff like hubris, warning about egocentrism. There's always some kind of warning. So I guess depicting a society in collapse is part of the warning. I guess maybe there's this like for example I mean it's not cyberpunk, but it's kind of cyber Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is actually a warning against um like over dependence on like science to solve things, and over dependence on like ingenuity and uh, the hubris of humans in thinking that they understand the system, when in reality humans lack a lot of knowledge when they try to use systems, that kind of stuff. And also not just scientific knowledge, but also like economics and like Jurassic Park. There's also this other criticism of capitalism, because they're like abusing nature to for capitalistic means or ends, and um, and they. I mean, it's a theme park. It's like some of the theme parks are some of the like the ultimate capitalistic products that we have out there. Complete indulgence, complete like insane level of capitalism at theme parks, and it's all just you know for for profit or whatever. And there's like nothing really, like Jurassic Park is like one of those stories where like the criticism of all these things come together in one giant clusterfuck of a story, where the science turns on humans, but also the capitalism also turns on humans, and everything humans try to do in Jurassic Park turns on them, you know and then it's like everything's just fucked up. So in that sense, it has a lot of things in common with cyberpunk, um, except we're not augmenting humans, we're augmenting dinosaurs, because the dinosaurs are augmented, whatever, because of we the way genetic engineering works. We had to, and the way like fossil record works, we had, the story goes, we had to augment the dinosaurs to be able to make the dinosaurs and blah blah blah, and all that introduced all kinds of things into the system that we couldn't foresee and blah blah blah. Cyberpunk is the same thing. You introduce all these kind of things, cybernetics and all this kind of stuff, and like in Cyberpunk 2077, you also have like the rogue AIs and everything, and all of this is like a
Yeah,
warning, a warning
yeah.
to like be careful what you're doing, because you don't know what you're doing these things, but you only understand a part of it. It's also fairly Lovecraftian in a lot of ways. The black wall, like like staring into the black wall as a character. We were playing Cyberpunk. I don't know how far you got, but at one point we're like at the edge of the black wall and we're like staring into it, and I genuinely thought it was creepy as hell. I felt like staring into the darkness, and it stared right back at me. I felt that it's like this crazy dread that's just like, and I looked to the side, and it's like all you see is like the wall on one side, and you look to the other side, all you see is the wall going to the distance, and it's like this crazy thing. It was creepy as hell, and yeah, that's pretty much like symbolizing like how much control humans lost. That the only solution was to build a wall. That's like the only thing. Like that's kind
but
of crazy.
but that's very interesting. What specifically Cyberpunk 2077 is emphasizing
Hmm.
that it is also very much about counterculture, right? Because the world is very aesthetic, of course.
Yeah,
But yeah, you go into back alley clubs, you do
yeah,
black market stuff for
yeah,
your, well, what do you call, you go to Rip Doctor,
yeah,
and in that way, it feels like that you are able to, even though like the superpowers will get a some kind of control over society,
yeah.
that there are still some ways to be your own identity.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the duality thing, exactly. Because like you said, on one hand you have like the mega corps, everybody's like ruling over everybody, but then yeah, you still have this level of freedom, and I would argue you have a level of freedom that is even higher than what we have now in modern society, because of augmentations and because of all this computer stuff and hacking stuff that's happening. If you can leverage those things, you have way more freedom than a human living today in a lot of ways, because you can reap certain benefits from that kind of stuff. And
What kind of benefits are you thinking about?
well, if you're a good hacker or whatever, you can work as a hacker. I mean, these days you can do that as well.
But not everybody's a hacker, right?
Not everybody's a hacker, but you don't. But the good thing about this is that, like, because of cybernetics, because of these products, even the dumb people, or the people who aren't educated, or even the people who just don't have that many means, even they can still like do something that's a lot more free than what you would have these days. Uh, just you just there were a lot of those stories around there that they like installed cybernetics, and then suddenly they could do all these jobs, all these things, a lot of stuff. Cybernetics really free people from a lot of stuff that these days wouldn't be really possible. And it allows people to do certain kind of hard labor with ease, without having to deal with like all the physical problems that people have these days, those kinds of things. So if you're like working construction, and if you're like augmented in some way, the work is easier, and it's just a lot more pleasant to perform. Although, I mean, there were stories in Cyberpunk where, of course, people like one story about a construction worker that he went cyber psycho, but that was because the company was like doing some shady shit, and he was like had to pay for his implants in some shady ass weird way or whatever, and it cost him a lot of money. That kind of stuff does exist, of course, but it's still like there's still a level of freedom in these worlds where it's like, yeah, even when you're playing it, you don't feel like you're living in this crazy dystopia as much as if it was just the corpos ruling over everything, and you had nothing, you could do almost nothing, then it was like, okay, this is fucked up. But because of cybernetics and because of all the other things, like the hacking and the like you said, the clubs, the gangs, and all that stuff you can do, it's still like, okay, at least we have a way to fight this dystopia shit, and at least we have a way to like exercise our freedom, you know. And that's like kind of the duality of cyberpunk stuff. Even though all of this stuff is a warning that don't do this, there's still this level of freedom that still like kind of makes it appeal to people. So I'm pretty sure there are people who would love to live in the cyberpunk 2077 world. Personally, I wouldn't. I would prefer to live
No.
in the Ghost in the Shell world. That's a good one.
Why?
That's
Give me the
because
comparisons. I mean,
because
if we look at Cyberpunk 2077,
yeah.
the augmentations are so cool, right?
Oh yeah.
Braindance. I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely.
the
But I mean,
cars,
oh
and
yeah,
of course the
definitely,
aesthetics. Yeah.
definitely. But Ghost in the Shell has all of that stuff as well. But the society in Ghost in the Shell is not collapsing. it's normal. It's like nothing's crazy is going on. It's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, just watch Ghost in the Shell standalone complex again. You'll see what I mean. It's like it's just a normal city. Nothing's going on. Nothing's happening. It's just there's
Right.
augmentation. Cyberpunk 2077. Night City is like the crime capital of North America. It's insane. People are dying left and right. It's craziness what's going on there. And almost every city is like that. I mean, if you paid attention to the lore, the Netherlands doesn't exist anymore, and the Dutch people are refugees in the rest of Europe. There was a
What?
news, yeah, there was a news article. If
I
you,
don't remember this one.
well, because you didn't
But
stand at the TVs for long enough, you just run by the
yeah.
TVs. But if you stay watching the TV, there's like
So what was
TVs.
the lore behind this? What happened to our country?
Climate change and like the pole caps
Oh,
melted and whatever, blah blah, and then like, yeah, whatever, flooding. But if you paid attention, if you because I did this, I was sitting at my apartment. You could turn on the TV and you could change the channels, that kind of stuff. And I put it on the news and I just let it go until like it started looping. And there's quite a lot of news articles there where it's like, holy shit! And after every mission complete and the like the days progress, you get more news stuff. But yeah, I was surprised. Like at one point, they were like talking about like Dutch refugees in Norway or something like that, or Sweden. I'm not sure. And that the Swedish government was like preventing them from coming in, and they kept them at some kind of like refugee island or something. I don't know, something. I don't remember exact details. It's probably on Wikipedia somewhere. But yeah, there's a lot of this kind of stuff in the cyberpunk world, and it's not really a thing in the Ghost in the Shell world. I mean, Standalone Complex did have a refugee plot line where refugees were stuck on an island, and one of them was trying to like nuke the city with a nuclear bomb or something like that. There was that plot line, but the society is like fine. The warning Ghost in the Shell presents is more like a law enforcement kind of thing. And it's more about and Ghost in the Shell is also more about transcendence than actually warning. It's more about like hey, the future, we should embrace the future, and like don't fear the technology. There's like the warning is higher in Ghost in the Shell is more like, yeah, there may be some existential threats out there, but if we embrace it properly and live in harmony with it, it should work out okay. That's pretty much basically Buddhist, Zen Buddhist philosophy, completely
yep.
in the cyberpunk world. So that's why I would prefer living in the Ghost of the Shell universe than the Cyberpunk 2070 universe. It's a completely different world.
But still, we are drawn to both of them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The because of course the cybernetics give us a certain amount of freedom that we don't
And
have these days.
yeah, these days, but it won't take long anymore, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Neuralink.
Okay, Brett. Yeah.
Neuralink is a thing. Also, Gabe Newell has a computer brain interface company. So and there's
Okay.
also several others. So it won't take long before we have the brain computer interface. And I think shortly after that we will start getting cybernetics. But I mean, the main issue with cybernetics is that they don't move correctly. They're like really stiff and whatever. So they need to
Yeah.
really,
So
start moving properly.
yeah, for your like a replacement of your arm, and so yeah, your prosthetics.
Yeah.
Why why aren't we there yet?
Well, I mean, robots
You
are
would.
clunky. I mean, the best
Yeah.
moving robots are the Boston Dynamics ones. If you take the Boston Dynamic technology, you can build a human leg out of that, and then it would move fairly naturally. So I wouldn't be surprised if Boston Dynamics also has, because they're also a defense contractor. I wouldn't be surprised if they also have a program running to help veterans who lost limbs replace them with robotic limbs, and
Yeah.
that is one of their goals, because their robots move very naturally, which would actually mean that if you could just put that same technology on a prosthetic, you would have fairly naturally moving. So that's like the start of it. It's
Yeah, and it
you
has
know
to be, and it has to be that somewhere maybe in the USA, that somebody is in his garage, like modifying his stuff, right? I mean, sometimes on YouTube you see a YouTuber who tries to create like Iron Man stuff, right? A suit
Yeah,
or
yeah. Yeah, people will modify it for sure. I mean, you see that in Cyberpunk 2077 the whole time, all the time. People modify this thing, something goes wrong, that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
people will
So
be
yes,
doing
we are
that.
there. The tech is there, but it's not on the
We,
streets yet.
it's not on the streets. It's very expensive, and only like a small handful of companies even have the capabilities. I mean, Boston Dynamics is one, and maybe like two or three others. Some Japanese companies I've seen have fairly advanced robotic stuff. Koreans also advanced robotic stuff. China has like one or two companies that have like kind of advanced robotic stuff, but yeah, the Chinese robotics industry is mostly smoke and mirrors, so it's like whatever. I mean, I would hardly count that as we're talking about humanoid robots here. We're talking about robots that could serve as like the platform for replacement limbs and cybernetics. China's not there yet, no, but like South Korea, Japan, and the USA and Europe, though, that's where most of this technology is being developed in the proper way that you would expect from a cybernetic, future cyberpunk society, that kind of stuff. And I
Yep.
mean, to go back to the thing, why are we attracted to this? Also because they make those stories really cool. I mean, the characters are cool. They're not like dorks. They're like really they're it's adventurous. It's everything. It's all really cool. It's like it reminds me of that like I don't know if you've ever seen it, that Gundam meme where it's like
Which one?
uh but Gundam is like anti-war,
Even though they're
but
fighting, it's
yeah,
very
yeah,
political.
it's very political and very anti-war. But then you have you so there's like this meme. I'll post it in the check the thing, but I'll post it as an example, and you'll see it pop up now. But it's like war is bad, and then like, whoa, cool robot. It's like that's basically what's happening in cyberpunk stuff. It's basically the cool robot. Oh wow, I can't look at that thing. And people kind of like hand wave away the, oh, I can't. It's like actually an allegory for modern capitalism gone awry, or something like, climate issues, blah blah blah. Oh whoa, cool cybernetic body. Wow, cool. That's
I mean, that's
yeah,
one way to be able to survive the when the like the oxygen in the on Earth is getting worse and worse. Then we can replace our lungs with something cybernetic, right? Or have a
yeah,
type of mask, or
yeah.
so
True,
we
true.
could adapt to that with
Oh,
cybernetic.
I mean, humans are gonna be adapting to. I mean,
Yeah,
we're in the middle. I love it when people are like, "Yeah, climate change. That's for the future." Yeah, that's what they said 40 years ago. Now we
mm,
are in the future. We're here.
exactly.
Climate change
Yep,
is kicking our ass currently.
yep,
So, but humans will adapt, of course. We'll change
yep.
things or whatever. I mean, humans are not
Yeah.
gonna go extinct, but the
No,
climate is changing.
yeah,
So,
and I always say
you know,
I'm the very optimistic guy over here, right? So I
yeah,
always say that yes, people are very good at destroying things,
yeah,
lives and everything, but we're also very good at building stuff. I think, for
yeah.
example, if you would like every day check the news on what people are actually building to solve issues like climate change and stuff, yeah, that's
Oh yeah,
it'll
there's a
make you
lot
feel good.
of yeah, there are a lot of pretty good projects out there to solve the issues. Yeah, and I mean, I don't expect us to be able to mitigate most of it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's already too far gone. We're it's over, and some parts of the world will be uninhabitable by humans within the next 20 years. We're already reaching that point. So we're already on our way to the cyberpunk dystopia that we depicted in movies, which is pretty crazy. How like pathetic it all was. So the crazy cyberpunk future we admire so much is coming, and I wonder if people will admire it even if it's real life.
Yeah, I mean, people are always like, the grass is always greener,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's what I guess, do with our creativity. If we think about cyberpunk,
yeah.
it
Except in
looks
like,
cool. It looks
yeah,
like all the neon lights, but however, all the neon lights and all the cybernetics and everything, those things are also bad for for environment,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah. I mean, the grass is always greener, but I mean, in a cyberpunk dystopia, the grass is greener because it's radioactive. It's like like
it's
it's like
augmented.
it's like okay, how bad is it? Like bad or bad? It's like oh yeah. So that's the kind of the main issue. Um, Personally, I think at the end of the day, we're gonna have certain issue. The main issues we're gonna have are the climate changing and certain areas being unlivable by humans. So we're gonna have another mass migration spike, which will
Yeah.
the next migration spike we have is most likely going to trigger a war. Uh, probably global scale, but I'm not sure.
Or
But
civil war. But
well, I don't,
still,
I don't know about
once
civil.
again,
Don't know about
but
civil, but definitely two large continents versus each other. That's definitely
but
that's
but
you know
but still, like I want to emphasize that yeah, certain parts are uninhabitable, but people are humans are very good at terraforming as well, right?
well, yeah. I mean,
This is what we're going to do with Mars.
we're terraforming the planet right now. We're doing
In a
it
bad
already.
way, yeah, sure.
Except it's like uncontrolled and whatever. But if you could control it, sure. I mean, we're developing the technology for it. There's like carbon capture schemes going around, that kind of stuff. So I mean, there are some good ideas out there. I mean, it's not all doom and gloom, but yeah. I, Personally, I think the future is going to be somewhere in the middle between Cyberpunk 2077 and Ghost in the Shell. I would prefer it to be more in the direction of Ghost in the Shell. But what are you gonna do? It's like whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, why are we so? Why do we like this stuff? Yeah, it's crazy. I don't really understand why. I mean, I like that, but personally, I like the ideas presented in it, the technologies, even though their execution is like evil corpos destroying people. Uh, the technologies are good. The
Yeah, but
cybernetics, you know.
I think yeah. Once again, we do romanticize dystopias like this,
Yeah,
but um, because especially Cyberpunk 2077, it strips down. It strips your life. In general, it strips life down to the essentials. So you have to do survival again, right? Loyalty, personal codes.
yeah,
You don't have to
yeah,
play nice in offices, right? In cubics, like
yeah. I
suit
mean,
up and everything. Deal with taxes, or
yeah. I
you
mean
just
that.
fight, hustle, and exist.
Yeah, that's like a big appeal to the genre to me, because it kind of like brings back the like, because back in the day you could you if you were
Primal
a
stuff.
yeah, if you were a peasant in medieval times, you could like, you could be a farmer, or you could be like a huntsman, or like a security, that kind of stuff, the neighborhood watch, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And it felt like, yeah, okay, people like, okay, let me phrase it differently. Right now, we're kind of moving towards a world where certain types of people can't exist. And that, I mean, and I'm not even saying dumb people. I'm not even talking about dumb people. I'm talking about people who like are not cut out for like some office job, sitting at a computer typing all day. Those kinds of people. Right now, and those people aren't necessarily dumb. They're not dumb. They just have a preference. They just have a certain mentality, a certain way of thinking, whatever. They could be highly intelligent, but they still probably hate like sitting in an office and blah blah blah. But for those people, there's a lot of those people, because there's like people in construction. Construction is one of those jobs where it's like
Yeah.
you're just out there
So blue
hating
collared, right?
blue collar stuff, that kind of stuff, those kinds of people. There's a lot of really smart people in those sectors, and they just don't like the office stuff. But it's like
Yeah.
those kinds of jobs, those kinds of lifestyles are fading away, and everybody's like trying to get into the office, but there's only so much office space or whatever office jobs out there.
So that's an
So
interesting thing you
you
say,
know,
because especially with AI, everybody's saying like office jobs are getting less and less popular, and
yeah,
not everybody wants to be more like doing physical kind of jobs.
yeah, but the physical jobs are being like, phased out. There's
How? Because a lawyer still needs a mechanic for his car, right?
Yeah, but how many mechanics you need? How many cars? these days cars are pretty like technological as well. It's not like they're like back in the day. These days the car,
Okay,
they hook, when you go to the garage, they hook your car up to the computer. The car tells you exactly which error code it has, and then the mechanic is like, oh yeah, it's that, and then and that's it, and they fix it. They know exactly which part is it has an issue or whatever.
okay. For
You know,
example, plumbers, they can possibly potentially earn more than lawyers because they're very
yeah,
necessary nowadays
yeah,
because nobody wants to be a plumber, so there is
yeah.
uh, not enough plumbers.
Yeah, exactly. That those kinds of jobs, they're kind of booming these days. But it's still like, okay, how many people actually want to be plumbers? It's there is a shortage of plumbers, but there's a reason for there to be a shortage of plumbers, because even though it's like a dirty job, construction is cleaner than plumbing, by the way, because construction, you're like dealing with new materials. I mean, you'll get dusty, but you're not dealing in sewage. You're not,
Yeah.
so plumbing is like kind of like it filters out a lot of people. I mean, I wouldn't join it. I wouldn't want to be a plumber, even though it makes a lot of money these days. Plumbing is I can't handle it, man. I can't handle gross
No,
stuff.
no, no.
No,
Same.
not for me. But I could do construction, lifting stuff, putting bricks from one place to another, breaking walls, like
Man, I'm a
whatever.
construction worker right now because I'm renovating my house.
Oh yeah, exactly. See, exactly. I mean, and it's not even that bad. It's usually clean, but it's dusty, but it's
Yeah.
clean dust. It's not like it's not like
It's also-
you're.
yeah, you're not dealing with somebody else's shit dirt, So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's a different feeling. But what I mean with the thing is, like, it's in the cyberpunk world, because of augmentation and because of these types of real life things happening, more than like the digital, because of like augmentation, people who are more into physical labor kind of stuff and more physical stuff, get to shine more because of that, those kinds of things happening in that world, thanks to augmentation. So that's why the whole freedom thing happens more, and it feels more free than in today's world, because there's a lot of options. You even saw it in a lot of stories in the 2077 game, where like I said earlier, people in construction would like augment their bodies to be able to work better in construction, and that kind of stuff. Policemen would also augment for police work, that kind of stuff. So it's like, it gives more freedom, and it allows people who aren't some kind of white collar number pusher, Excel sheet, whatever person in the office, to also do something that used to be a thing. That there used to be enough like white collar and blue collar jobs for everybody, but now blue collar guys are getting their asses kicked, but pretty soon the white collar guys are also going to get their asses kicked. So nobody's having jobs. It's like, what is going on? So it's also the thing is that in the Cyberpunk 27 world, it's like a post AI world. AI is kind of dominated, and then the AIs get with rogue, and people got like, fuck AIs. They started hating AI, so that the black wall was built, and all the AIs were sent past the black wall and that kind of stuff, and blah blah blah. So it's like, things are going back to people being people and doing everything, instead of letting AIs do things. Something which I think is gonna happen in real life as well. Currently, AI is this whole thing, but realistically, it's gonna plateau, and it's not gonna turn out the way people expected. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't expect AI to dominate as hard as people are expecting it to be. So we're probably gonna. I mean, there's already companies that are saying that they regret implementing AIs at their company.
Yeah.
There's already several articles of that stuff floating around, so it's already
I think
happening.
it's gonna be divided. There will be a part of people who will like really depend on AI, and
Yeah,
there will be a big part of people who is capable and smart enough to use AI as a companion to even
yeah,
excel even more.
exactly. And there will, I mean, but it's exactly what you say. Basically, what you're saying, it's got to be balanced. And right now,
Yeah.
people are acting like it won't be balanced, and it'll be like literally take over everything, and then nobody's gonna have a job. Well, good luck having an economy if nobody has a job. So then that means, if AI takes over everybody's job, that means that the monetary system we have won't work. And it doesn't matter if it's capitalist or communist. Both capitalism and communism are both monetary systems that depend on people. The basics of both systems is the same. People have jobs and people spend money on products to maintain the economy. Both systems have the exact same thing. So if you remove people having jobs and people able to spend, capitalism and communism both fall apart. There's nothing to save either system in this kind of like, oh, nobody has a job because the robots and AI took it all. So we would have to develop a complete new system that is nothing like either communism or capitalism, and that kind of thing. And that is something that actually I haven't seen that in any cyberpunk world. The only world I saw that in is Star Trek, where there's no more money and everybody just gets everything because AI and computers and technology advanced so much that they could literally give everybody everything they wanted and nobody is like poor anymore. It's over. That's the only place I saw where they managed to do that. So yeah, I guess that's Star Trek is like several hundred years in the future. So I guess that's the ultimate goal. I guess if you destroy both capitalism and communism, yeah, what else can you do? You can't do shit. Yeah.
Which is why we are drawn to grimy, neon-soaked cyberpunk worlds.
And eventually Star Trek worlds. Yeah, sure. It's exciting. That's also part of it. Very exciting.
This is the end of our episode. Please like and subscribe to support our channel, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.